Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Cold, wintry day here in Mevaseret, and we're a couple of days before Chanuka. I wanted to dedicate today's, I don't know what you call it, a shir, Dvar Torah. I want to dedicate it to Lilu Nishmas Leah Zisel Bas Gershon. And I wanted to share today an idea, I'll call it a mini shir on a topic in Chanuka. And I think there's a very interesting idea here and a profound message that perhaps can take us to Chanuka, through Chanuka, and the rest of the year. I'm going to pose three questions, three very fundamental questions. We'll start with a very, very famous Gemara in Message of Chanuka, Aleph and Beis, where the Gemara tells us the very famous machlokes between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel in terms of our lighting throughout the 8 days of Chanuka. Do we go ahead and light up, or do we light down? Of course, Beis Hillel says every single day we add a candle. We go from 1 to 8. Beis Shammai says you go down. You go down. And the Gemara wants to know what exactly is the rationale, the logic between Beis Hillel versus Beis Shammai. And the Gemara says when it comes to Beis Hillel, Malin Bakodesh ve'ein moridin. We always go higher and higher in our levels of Kedusha, so go up in candles. Beis Shammai, what exactly is Beis Shammai's rationale? Why go down? So the Gemara says something very, very stunning, very difficult, very strange. Keneged parei hachag. We go down in lighting candles. Keneged parei hachag. What is that referring to? An Chag HaSukkos. When we bring karbanos every single day. So on the first day of Sukkos, you bring 13 karbanos. On the second day, 13 parim. On the second day, you bring 12. Third day, 11, and so forth, down as you go. So says Beis Shammai, just like on Sukkot, we go down in Karbanos, so too by Neros Chanukah, we go down every single night, we light one candle down. That's a very, very strange equation, and one can certainly ask the question, what my kids would always ask me, Ma Kesher, what exactly is the connection between Parei HaChag, the Karbanos that we bring on Chag HaSukkos, and Neros Chanukah that says Beis Shammai, there's a precedent. Look at the Parim of Chag HaSukkos, you go down there, you go down on Chanuka as well. That's question number one. Question number two is going to be a little more difficult for me to explain. We'll give it a shot. It's a Gemara, starts in the bottom of Chav Beis Beis Masechet Shabbos, continues Chav Gimel and Aleph, and goes like this. Ready? Here we go. You have what the Gemara calls an ashashis. Ashashis is a large torch, a big torch that lasts for a long time. Imagine a big yahrzeit candle. This torch was lit all day long. I mean, it was lit from yesterday. And now, L'motzei Shabbos, you want to use this torch that was already lit from yesterday, you want to use it on Motzei Shabbos as your Ner Chanukah. It's already lit. So what are you supposed to do? So the Brisa tells us, Mechaber, extinguish it, umadlika, and rekindle. You want to use that, you have to extinguish and rekindle. You can't just leave it lit all along. And the Gemara now is going to tell us that issue is because there's a machlokes whether, what is the mitzvah of Ner Chanukah? Is the mitzvah hadlaka osa mitzvah, where the mitzvah is actually the lighting? Or is the mitzvah hanacha osa mitzvah? What is hanacha osa mitzvah? It's not about the lighting, but you have to place the neros in their proper place. Hanacha osa mitzvah. Machlokes, hadlaka or hanacha. And now the Gemara says clearly over here, the fact that you have this torch that existed from yesterday, and now you want to light it for tonight, what do you have to do? So the Brisa says, mechabe umadlik. You have to extinguish and relight. So what does that mean? Obviously, if you have to extinguish and relight, hadlaka osa mitzvah. The mitzvah is actually the lighting. And that's what the Gemara tells us. If you hold hadlaka osa mitzvah, shaper, it makes perfect sense. That's why extinguish and relight, because the mitzvah is the relighting. You can't use yesterday's candle. So I ask you, what would be required if it was hanacha osa mitzvah? So what would you say? Hanacha osa mitzvah. So you have this big torch from yesterday. What should you do? So I'll tell you what I would say. If you have a big torch from yesterday, and the mitzvah was hanacha osa mitzvah, nope, you don't have to extinguish and relight. All you have to do is, it's already lit. You see my candle? Already lit. What do you have to do? You pick it up and put it down in place. That's what I would have said. That's not what the Gemara tells us. The Gemara says, Ela I amrit hanacha osa mitzvah. If you hold the mitzvah is hanacha, putting it in place, then what do you have to do? Extinguish and relight? No, you wouldn't have to extinguish and relight. After all, hanacha osa mitzvah. Just put it in place. Is that enough? The Gemara says, what would you have to do? Mechaber, extinguish. Magbia, pick up the candles. Manicha, put down the candles. Umadlika mebayle. And then relight the candles. Very, very strange. So the Gemara says, what's the case over here? Again, a candle lit from yesterday, you want to use it for tonight. 25-hour candle. So if you hold Hadlaka Osa Mitzvah, the Gemara makes perfect sense. Extinguish, relight, you're good. If you hold Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, what do you have to do? Extinguish, pick up, put down, and relight. Why? Why not just pick up and put down? Very strange Gemara. Very, very strange Gemara. So the Rishonim are bothered by this question. Tosas asks this question. And Tosas gives the following answer. You know why? If you hold Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, you have to extinguish, pick up, put down, and relight, and not just pick up and put down. Says Tosas, I'll tell you why. Because if you read this brisa carefully, you'll see the brisa says, when was this candle lit the first time? Friday. When are we now wanting to light it again, relight it for the mitzvah of Chanukah? Motzei Shabbos. You know when this candle was lit? In the afternoon, Friday afternoon? It was not lit as a Ner Chanukah. It was lit as a Ner Shabbos. Now that you lit it as a Ner Shabbos, so it's a Ner Shabbos, how do you convert it into a Ner Chanukah? So even if you hold Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, you still have to extinguish it, pick it up, put it down Hanacha, and then relight it as a Chanukah candle. That's how Tosas gets out of this problem. Because it was not lit on Friday afternoon as a Chanukah candle, it was lit as a Shabbos candle. So even if you hold Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, you have to extinguish, pick up, put down, relight, and turn it into a Chanukah candle. Great. I understand Tosas. But if you look at Rashi on this Gemara, Rashi says something unbelievable. You know why it was lit on Friday afternoon? Says Rashi, not as a Shabbos candle, as a Chanukah candle. The third night of Chanukah. And now Motzei Shabbos, you want to light it as the fourth night of Chanukah. What do you have to do? If you hold Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, you still have to extinguish, pick up, put down, and relight. Why? Why not just pick up and put down? So that's question number 2. What in the world is this Gemara talking about according to Rashi? If you hold Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, why do you have to extinguish it, pick up, pick down, and relight? Why not just pick it up and put it down? That's question number 2. Okay? We'll go over the questions when I finish question number 3 and make sure everyone is crystal clear. I'm very proud of this shtickle Torah, so I want to make sure everyone has it down crystal clear. Question number 3, a little later down on the page. The Gemara tells us, famous Gemara, how many brachos do we make on the first night? How many brachos do we make on the subsequent nights of Chanukah? The first night, the Gemara tells us, we make 3 brachos. The subsequent nights, we make 2 brachos. What brachos do we make on the first night? Lahadlik, Sha'asa Nisim Avosenu, and Shechianu. On the subsequent nights, we subtract a bracha, we only make 2 brachos. The Gemara asks a stunning question. Well, which bracha do you subtract? Which bracha do you take away? Now you're all listening to this and saying, Pshita, obvious. You're going to take away the Shechianu. Well, the Gemara says, not so fast. Which one do you take away? And the Gemara says, My memayit. The Gemara says, Memayit zman, take away Shechianu. The Gemara says, wait. V'nimot, nes. Maybe we should say Shechianu every single night and take away the bracha of Sha'asa Nisim. And then the Gemara says, no, don't do that. Rather, you should take away the bracha of Shechianu because after all, every single night was a new nes, and therefore it's appropriate to make a bracha of Sha'asa Nisim every single night. So my third question is, in Yeshiva we learn about, you got to understand Havaminas. What was the Gemara's initial thought? And here is a very, very striking Havamina. The Gemara thinks maybe you should say every single night Shechianu and subtract the bracha of Sha'asa Nisim. Really? Okay, we don't do that. But what was the initial thought? What was the Havamina to say? Subtract the bracha of Sha'asa Nisim and say a Shechianu every single night? Where do we have such a thing? We're going to do a mitzvah over and over and say a Shechianu every night? It doesn't seem to make sense. Those are my 3 questions. Let's just go over one more time. Question number 1. Beis Shammai says we go down in number. Keneged Pari HaChag, because of the karbanos that you brought on Chag HaSukkos. Makesha, what's the connection between those karbanos and Neiros Chanukah that Beit Shammai would have us equate the two? Question number 2 is the Gemara tells us if you have this 25, 26-hour Yortzeit light torch, in order to go ahead and fill the mitzvah, you have to extinguish and relight a proof for the shita that says Hadlaka Osa Mitzvah. Because if you held Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, you'd have to extinguish, pick up, put down, and relight. Rashi says even if you lit it as a Ner Chanukah, you'd still have to extinguish, pick up, put down, relight. Why? Why do you have to extinguish if it's Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, pick up and put down? Question number 3, what in the world is our Havamina? To think that you should make a Shechiyanu every single night of Chanukah. Very, very strange. I want to make one parenthetical remark, and then we'll move to our close. Each one of these questions, the question on Beit Shammai, do we hold up Beit Shammai? Is the Psak of Beit Shammai? No. We hold up Beit Hillel. So our question is on Beit Shammai, not Lahalacha. Do we hold Hadlaka Osa Mitzvah or Hanacha Osa Mitzvah? We hold Hadlaka Osa Mitzvah. So that question is also not according to the halacha, because the question is on the view that says Hanacha Osa Mitzvah. Third point, we're asking a question on a Havamina. Why does the Gemara think, entertain the possibility to say Shechinu every single night? Also, we don't conclude that way. Each of our questions is on a Havamina, something that ultimately the Gemara or the halacha rejects. So you might argue, Isaacson, why are you wasting our time with this? None of this is la halacha. How is this relevant to my life? Tachlis, what is this all about? And I'm telling you, first of all, that's why when we learn Gemara, we try and understand things on a deeper level, because I think it has a lot of impact on everything. And again, as I say, I think this really sheds light on a fundamental yesod in Chanukah and perhaps in life itself. One last Gemara. This is a Gemara Maseches Erchin and Daf Yud. The Gemara wants to know how many days in the Jewish calendar do we say a Halel Shalom, a full Halel? And the Gemara tells us in Eretz Yisrael, 18 days. Chutz La'aretz, 21 days. We'll go with Eretz Yisrael. What are the 18 days? So you have Sukkot plus Shmini Atzeres, that's 8. Chanukah, another 8, total of 16. Pesach, 1. And Shavuos, 1. We don't say Halel Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, but those are your 18 days. In Chutz La'aretz, you're going to add another 3 days because of the Yom Tov Sheni Shel Galia. So once again, 8 days of Sukkot Shmini Atzeres, 8 days of Chanukah, 16, 1 day of Pesach, 1 day of Shavuos, where you say a full Halel. The Gemara there in Erechim wants to know, why is it that on Sukkot we say a Halel Shalom every single day of Sukkot? We say a full Halel. On Pesach, only the first day do we say a full Halel. We do not say Halel the rest of Pesach. Why? Sukkot every day. Pesach only the first day. Why the difference? So the Gemara has the following statement, which I think is the key to our entire Sukkah. You know what the difference is between Sukkot, where you say Halel every single day, and Pesach, you only say it 1 day? Because on Sukkot, listen carefully, Chalukin bekarbanosei. Every single day of Sukkot, you bring a new carbon. First day 13, second day 12, third day 11, and so forth. Every single day a new carbon. What does that mean? So I believe what it means, and the idea is, every single day of Sukkot is differentiated from the prior day with a new carbon, and I would even argue, we like to think of Sukkot as a 1 7-day holiday. I don't think that's the idea. I think Sukkot is 7 1-day holidays. And each day is differentiated from the day that preceded it by a new number of karbanos, a new number of carbon that you bring, which establishes it's not a 7-day holiday, but it's a series of 7 1-day holidays. And therefore, since every day is different than the prior day, there's a new mechayev of Halel Shalom. When you go and daven your Tfilas Musaf on Sukkot, you'll notice every single day there's a different carbon that you bring reflecting this idea. Pesach, every single day is the same exact carbon, which means the 3rd day, the 4th day, the 5th day, it's all the same. And therefore there's no new mechayev of a new Halel. Because as Pesach is indeed a 7-day holiday. Sukkot is a series of 7 1-day holidays. days. And therefore, a new Mechayev of Halal Shalom every single day. That's the key. That's the key. Comes along Beis Shammai, and Beis Shammai says, we're going to establishing Chanukah as a Chag. What's our paradigm for the Chag of Chanukah? How do we view the Nes of Chanukah? How do we view the holiday of Chanukah? What's our approach? And he says, our model for Chanukah is Sukkot. Just like Sukkot is a series of 7 one-day Chagim with a new Mechayev every single day to appreciate, give Halal v'hodat Hashem for what He did for us, and every single day there's a new Mechayev of Halal Shalom. That's your model for Chanukah. Chanukah is not an 8-day Chag. Chanukah is 8 days of a one-day Chag, a series of 8 one-day Chagim. And as such, every single day there's a new Mechayev of Halal v'hodah. Every single day we light a different number of candles, just like there was a different number of karbanos to establish this is not one long 8-day Chag, but rather day 1 is fundamentally different than day 2 fundamentally different than day 3, and that's why it says Beis Shammai there's a connection to Sukkot, to the Parei HaChag on Sukkot, which established Sukkot as every single day is unique and different. Chanukah, every single day is unique and different. And once you have that idea, all the other questions are simple, are pashut. Why would you think that you should make a new Shechianu every single night of Chanukah? Very simple. Because every single night of Chanukah is a brand new Chag. Tuesday night's candle is not the same as Wednesday nights. Wednesday night's a new night, and therefore demands, perhaps as a Havamina, demands a new Ner. Says Rashi, when it comes to Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, you lit this candle yesterday as a Ner Chanukah, but that was the 3rd night. Everyone understands if I lit a candle yesterday as a Ner Shabbos, for sure, I have to light tonight. I have to extinguish and relight as a Ner Chanukah. So too, says Rashi, if I lit last night as the Ner Chanukah for night number 3, tonight I have to extinguish and relight for night number 4, because night number 4 is a fundamentally different Chag, and therefore requires me to extinguish, pick up, put down, and relight. I believe that's the idea over here. And I think with that idea, I think there's a very, very profound Musar Haskel, a profound idea for us to take away with Chanukah and perhaps every single day of our lives. And that is that understand that, yes, first of all, just make the point, each one of these statements, Beis Shammai, Hanacha Osa Mitzvah, and the Havamina of reciting Shechianu every single night is not lahalacha. But at the end of the day, every single morning of Chanukah, we're going to recite a Halal Shalom. And the reason for that is because we understand this linkage between Chanukah and Sukkot. Every single day of Chanukah is a new Yontif. It's not the same as yesterday. We have to bring new energy every single day. And that is definitely halacha. It's the only times in the Jewish calendar where you have this long series of Chagim where you say a Halal Shalom, because every single day is a new Mechayev of Halal. And that's something to keep in mind on Chanukah, and I'll broaden it to the rest of the year, because I don't know about you, but I'm standing now, today, when I'm recording this year, it's Monday afternoon. Chanukah is in a mere 5 days, and I'm excited. My family's excited. They love Chanukah. But what's interesting, we love the beginning of Chanukah. Motzei Shabbos, we'll light our first candle. Sunday night, we'll light our second candle. Monday night, by Tuesday night, Wednesday night, kind of been there, done that. Maybe we'll have a re-hisorus come Shabbos again. But kind of, there's excitement in the beginning, and then it kind of starts to wane. And one of the lessons of the Halal Shalom every single morning is to appreciate the nisim that Hashem did for us every single day. Every single day there was a new, the Ner, the Pach Hashemen, lit more, and lit more, and lit more, which generated a new Mechayev of Halal Shalom every single day. And I think this is really, really, really a paradigm for life. Because a lot of us, we kind of get into the rut of living, and every day kind of the same thing. Unfortunately, I've had recently some experiences with, I'm at an age right now where my parents are getting older, and they're having their health issues. That's often come when you hit your mid-70s, 80s, etc. And I'm in that stage where I have to kind of be there for my parents. And you start to, when you hit that age, you start to appreciate things that you never really appreciated as much beforehand. I think one of the core messages of the Hallel that we say in Chanukah is do not take things for granted. Even though, yes, it's an 8-day Chag, but yes, the fourth night is different than the third night, which was different than the second night. Every single day is a new Mechayev of Hallel V'Hodot. To appreciate the nace that was done back then by Yamim Haim, but also to have that sensitivity of the nisim that are happening Bizman Hazeh. And as I mentioned, there is a unique challenge that we have, because sometimes we kind of get caught up in the day-to-day, if you will, routine of life. And it's certainly something that plagues all of us at some point in our lives. And sometimes we need a Chag like Chanukah, or sometimes we just need to pinch ourselves and say, wow, look around. Appreciate the world around us. Appreciate our lives. Appreciate our families. Appreciate our friends. Because, again, all too often we take things for granted. And the message of Chanukah, in a very, very real way, is to stop every single day and appreciate the nisim nistarim and the nisim gluyim that pervade all of our lives. Because, as I mentioned, life goes by very, very quickly. And all too often we don't take that time out and say, wow, give our kids a kiss, appreciate everything they are, our spouses, our parents, our siblings. There's so much to be grateful for. Hashem, nature, the world around us. There's so much to recognize. And sometimes we get caught up in the day-to-day. And Chanukah says, time out. And even if after 8 days it looks like it's all the same, tells us Beis Shammai, it's not all the same. Every single day there's a new candle, there's a new light, there's a new aura, just like we find by Sukkot. And therefore, even though we don't hold like Beis Shammai, and we don't hold Hanachos Mitzvah, and it happens to be we don't say practically halacha, a Shechianu every single night, maybe we should, maybe without Shem Malchus, without Shem Hashem, but maybe every single day of our lives, we should say Shechianu Vikimanu Vikiyanu Lasman Hazeh.